Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Enjoy Your Stay, a show where I talk with people to discover what a good life looks like. Today's guest is the one and only Ed Suarez. In this episode, we talk about his journey through radio, starting One Punch Media, what it's like being an MC, and his more recent venture, becoming a DJ. If you enjoy the show, please like and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify, and don't forget to leave a review or comment. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. And now, here's my conversation with Ed Suarez. So, first thing I'd like to talk about is tell me about your time as a radio host.
All right. So, starting off with that, okay. It's been an interesting journey, bro, honestly. So I actually have always dreamt of being on the radio. Back in middle school, my parents or my dad, he would be the one to like drop us off to school, and every morning it'd be on the radio. Bluetooth wasn't a thing, aux cord wasn't a thing. My parents are super old school, so none of that stuff was available. So we'd always have the radio on, and I had a few of my favorites. Always listened to Power 98, The Morning Blender, and then of course the Malfunction Boys on on the I-94, and then Hit Radio, man. And there was just something about the energy and how much fun they seem to be having. And for me, I always thought I kind of it feels like something that I would want to do. I'm a talkative guy naturally. So I thought maybe this is something that I could do in the future. And then an opportunity came up. So back in 2013, I first applied. That's what I did. I first applied, and I was just like, man, I hope they pick me up. And I didn't get anything for about 3 years.
Oh, wow.
But I applied.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, for 3 years I applied, bro. And luckily, one of my friends was connected to Kyle Mandapat. So he was the one that kind of made the choice and the decision on who to like bring in. So finally, I ran into him at like a 5K, and then he mentioned one of my friends, Teresa, was like mentioning to him, "Hey, there's this guy, Ed Suarez. He really wants to be on the radio." And then he saw me at a 5K, and he was just like, "Ed," and I didn't even know he knew me. I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is Kyle Mandapat." I was a little
starstruck. Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up listening to him.
Yeah.
And so he brought me over to him. It was like a bubble run for Triple J. So everything was all like messy. And then he called me over, and then he said, "Hey, are you available on Tuesday? Come into the studio and let's just do like an audition. We'll see if you're going to be a fit for our station. We're looking for new talent, and I know that you've been trying to apply."
Yeah.
Finally, Tuesday came around. Popped in. It was about lunchtime, and I hopped on the mic. He said, "Okay, pretend you're doing a show. Hop in, introduce yourself, and then introduce a song." So at that point, it was like Justin Bieber was super popular. So like "Love Yourself."
Oh, okay. So is
So I
that
was just like,
those days? Yeah.
yeah, those days. And then I was thinking, man, what do I call myself on the radio? Because they have like these cool names. And I wanted to be like catchy and memorable. So I thought, okay, I'll call myself Chef Ed. This is all happening before the actual audition, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna call myself Chef Ed because I'm gonna be cooking up jams and serving it fresh on the airwaves.
All right.
And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna be Chef Ed. And then I popped in. I did a it's super awkward, bro. I was like, I've never been in front of a microphone like that before. It was just me, him, and the audio producer, Raul. So I popped in. I was like, "Hey, half a day, you're tuned in here, Power 98. It's me, Chef Ed, coming up right now. We've got Justin Bieber with Love Yourself." And then the look on Kyle Mandapat's face, bro, it was straight. It was so funny because I felt like when we initially met, there was already a connection, and it felt like an older brother vibe. So the face he gave me was like a cringe face. He's like,
Yeah, overdoing it a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, he's like, we'll work on that, but there's something there.
Mm,
That's what he said.
okay.
And I was just like, man, I walked out of there. I was like, I definitely didn't do
Just
well
bombed
enough
it.
to.
Yeah. There's my chance.
I found this,
Yeah.
yeah. But then that afternoon, I got a call and he says, "Hey, come in on this day to start training." And then I was like, "Okay, great." And then I was so excited, fill out the applications, and then really finished out the application process. So I popped in and trained for 2 days, and then that same weekend I had a show solo. So from 2 to 6 in the morning on Saturdays and Sundays, that was like the thing that we were doing. It was kind of like the incubator program, a
Mm,
place for like
mhm.
to really train and kind of find your voice and your style. So it was crazy though, because you just get literally thrown into the fire,
Yeah,
bro.
just
But since
straight
then,
into the deep end.
yeah, straight into the deep end to kind of like learn and understand how the equipment works and really build on what you were initially trained on. So since then, bro, 2015, I just fell more in love with it. And to this day, I think I've been back now on air for almost 3 years. And now I'm on the afternoon show. So I do the Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 drive time. So it's like, you would say it's like prime time because then everyone's like stuck on the road. But it's been that. And honestly, every day I just fall more in love with it.
That's awesome.
It's so me, I feel,
Yeah.
and it's nice to be able to connect and share my voice and my thoughts on certain things. For me, it's all about positivity.
Uh-huh.
So I really run my show thinking about, okay, there are going to be children listening to this. There are going to be people just like me listening to this. How do I connect in a way where my voice impacts and makes them feel better? Maybe they're having a bad day. How can I be a light in their day?
Yeah.
You know, so it's just been building on that, and it's been so much fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's awesome. Yeah. So how is and what was forgive me, what was the original time when you first started that first show?
Yeah, so when I first started, it was uh 2 to 6 a.m. So like the Friday going into Saturday,
Uh-huh.
that I would do. And it literally only had Saturdays. So Saturdays for a few months, and then I was moved up to 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Saturdays.
Okay.
And then and then from there it was actually a big break because I got offered an opportunity to do radio sales
Oh, okay.
because I was talking about how, man, I want to get into real estate. I feel like this is a thing. I love talking to people.
Uh-huh.
And then the sales manager saw one of my vlogs about it, and he was like, "Hey, there's a spot on my team." So pretty much, he stole me from being a personality to becoming a salesperson. So I had to stop radio, which was like the thing that I really wanted to do,
Uh-huh.
right? And it was interesting to transition because then now I was learning all these new skills of communication. But yeah, starting from there, the love just never went away, and I kind of just held on to it, put it on the back burner
Yeah.
type stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So
But yeah, it was the early mornings, bro.
yeah, I interviewed Reese. She was the first guest on the show. She had mentioned, a similar starting point in Power 98 where you get started really early in the morning, right? And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
from what
yeah.
it seems like, even from your story, is that that's kind of the starting point, and then do they slowly get you kind of around the clock, right? Because you went from 2 to 6 a.m., then to 6 to 10. So do they kind of
Yeah,
slowly get you more like midday and then afternoon?
pretty much. So at the point that I came in, man, this station was super poppin'. We had a personality per like every like literally around the clock, all day long, every single day, Monday to Sunday, there was always someone in studio. So what it was for us was we had our main day parts that were on air Monday through Friday. That's the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Oh, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. because then you have the nighttime slots as well. And then it was us that would be filling in like the off hours.
Yeah, then the
Again,
graveyard shifts.
yeah, pretty much. It was really like an incubator process. And The thing is, we were just pretty much on like standby until an opportunity came up to take a spot. And then depending on, I guess, the way you perform and based on like your air checks, like an air check is a thing that we used to do per month where we listen back at how the show went. And then the program director, which at the time was Kal Mandapat, would give you feedback on how to improve
Okay.
and what adjustments you can make. So it was like super helpful. And really going through that, uh, like that mindset and that kind of like school of thought through my Kal Mandapat was super helpful. Literally everything that I am and how I am on a microphone is all attributed to begin with. Like as far as foundation is
Uh-huh.
concerned, I got to give it to Kyle Mandapat. Like
Yeah,
he
shout out
really taught me
Kyle.
the ropes, and
Awesome.
yeah, shout out to Kyle, bro. He's a beast. And to this day, bro, I still turn to him if something like needs a little bit more thought or I'm trying to process something. Like he's the guy I go to, and then most of the time it's like very good feedback or valuable feedback from him. So I appreciate him. But yeah, pretty much that's what it is like they build you into the day parts
Uh-huh.
eventually. But again, who knows how long that takes? Sometimes it's like a month, sometimes it's years. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it seems like it's very much an endurance game, right? Of
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
you got definitely got to pay your dues, right? Just like anywhere, but at the same time, if you don't have the patience to stick with it for months, years, even like you said, right? You just start to learn who's really dedicated and who loves what they're doing. And so you've been so 2015, right? You said you started
About that
about that
time,
time,
2015 going into
2016.
2016,
Okay.
that was like really when I jumped in.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And then when was that? What year was that break where you went over to radio sales?
Radio sales was within that. I think it was 8 months or 6 months in.
Wow, so
That's when they
very
saw
early
that.
on.
Yeah, very early, bro,
Yeah.
because they saw like I guess the potential in the way I interact with people, and I was just like, okay, 'cause it's always been me. I've always just been like a curious guy. I like asking questions. I like hearing about how people's lives are because I think it really adds to my quality as a person as far as characteristics are concerned because there's so many different people out there. There's so many different types of personalities. And for me, I just love hearing where people are coming from and what their like heart is filled with, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Um, so being able to do that and like being able to connect to people, that's I guess that's what they saw. But
Uh-huh.
in 6 months, bro, 8 months, they brought me over. And at first I was just like, man, I really wanted to stay on radio, bro.
Yeah. Where were you
But it was great experience.
and they
Yeah.
basically plucked you from being on the radio to doing radio sales. What shift were you working? Was it that 6 to 10, you said?
Yeah, so I was at that point, I was doing Saturdays, 6 to 10.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that was the show that I was doing,
Okay.
and then they just brought me over and ran me through that entire process. It was super
Yeah.
super
How
interesting.
long did you do the sales part of it?
I did that one for about a year and 6 months, and then another opportunity came up in my life, and I was just like, "Okay, this is definitely something." But yeah, so about a year and 6 months, and through that time, I learned how to communicate with, like, decision makers for businesses,
Mhm.
and I learned how to, uh, run it, consultative sales style. So for me, it was like, "Okay, how can radio and the products that we offer there be a solution to problems you have as a business
Mm.
and to be able to think creatively for the client." So it was nice to be able to be on that side
Uh-huh.
because then I had a deeper understanding of like, oh, this is the real value of radio for
Mhm.
businesses, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much what it
Year and
was.
a half. Okay. So you had a lot of off-air experience very early on. And then, so
Hmm.
that opportunity you mentioned, right, that came up for you after that year and a half, what was it?
Yeah. So this was probably around 2016 going into 2017. So I had a client that I worked with that was like getting started with like social media. So this was at the point where Instagram started to develop ads and sponsored stuff, right? And Facebook ads started becoming a thing. And it was really untapped on Guam. It was like so baby. And the opportunity was to work with somebody who was like, hey, let's just run and help businesses do social media and help them figure it out. So that's what it was. Started a thing called One Punch Media. And it had so many different inspirations. Besides like social media content creation, there was a lot of also like content that we felt passionate about. So have you ever heard of the React channel on YouTube?
Is that like a actual channel or is it
That's
like
the one with
a
the Yeah,
yeah.
it's called React Channel, with the Fine Bros.
Okay.
So, basically, they have, like, a group of people just reacting to certain things, whether it's food or
Oh,
videos
okay.
or
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so something like that. So, one of the main pieces of content we used to produce was, um, like a Guam reacts. So, what we did was we
I
just grabbed
remember
a bunch of,
that.
like, locals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did Guam reacts, we did that, and then, we also had the opportunity of, like, helping a gubernatorial candidate with
Wow.
their campaign. So it was like there was just a lot of things that happened so quickly, and I was just like, "Okay, now this is other stuff that I can add to my skill bank that I can utilize for myself," right? Because for me, I've always just been, um, thinking about my life from a perspective of, "Okay, I'm gonna be an entertainer."
Uh-huh.
And, an important thing with entertainer and being an entertainer is being able to build your personal brand and being able to showcase like, okay, this is who I am, this is what I do, you know. So learning those skills like video editing, really expanding on like voiceover work
Uh-huh.
and understanding like what looks good, what feels good, super helped me to this day. Like I still like build on those skills.
Okay. How long were you doing One Punch Media for?
So One Punch Media was like a 3-year thing. So we went from 2017 to Oh, actually, no, just 2 years. 2017 to 2019.
Okay. Was it just you that had done it
Yeah.
or did you have others that kind of helped out?
No, it was a whole team. We had a team of 4 people.
Oh, wow.
It was me and then a couple of other dudes. We were all just like youngins interested in like, okay, what is this social media thing? Let's learn it and then
Yeah.
let's figure out how to help people with
Yeah,
it.
how do we position ourselves as like
Yeah.
an authority in
Yeah.
the space? Okay. Why the
Mhm.
name One Punch
Yeah.
Media?
One Punch Media. Okay, so my partner at the time had like a anime shop.
Mm,
They had like a computer repair service. To this day, it's still running. But One Punch Man was like we were
mm,
okay. So a
mhm,
funny story. We were actually just like sitting at the Pacific Place in Tumon, having coffee, trying to decide, hey, what are we gonna do? This thing has to have a name. And then his laptop had a One Punch Man picture.
okay.
And then we were all like Filipinos as well. So we were like, One Punch, and then we're going to be doing media. Okay. So how about One Punch Media? And then also we're Filipino. So OPM. So OPM is like original Filipino music.
Oh,
So
okay,
we're
yeah.
like, okay. So we were like, okay, this is like familiar. This is something that people have seen, and we can make it what it is.
Yeah, it tied in
So
so
that's
well.
how that name.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
And like One Punch Man's like energy and his character is like uh like he has his like training routine
Okay, yeah.
of crazy hustle, right? It's crazy hustle on a daily basis. So
Yeah.
that's kind of part of the reason why we were like, okay, this kind of fits with us.
Okay.
Let's see where it
Yeah, it's
goes,
almost like it
kind of
fell into
thing.
place, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nice.
kind of fell into place.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then
dude.
so during the the OPM days, no radio
Mhm.
at all, right?
No radio at
No radio
all,
sales,
bro.
none of that.
None. I completely just left and said to myself, like, okay, this is gonna be the thing for now. Like, this is what feels right, and there's a lot that could happen here.
Yeah,
So
there's
I
potential.
shifted focus completely. Yeah, I shifted focus completely and just dedicated all my time to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, quite a journey, bro.
Okay.
It was wild.
When did you 2019, what happened?
Mhm.
Was there something specific? Was it like just not getting enough clients or differences in the partnership stuff? Like how did One Punch Media ended up?
That's yeah. Yeah, so that's what it was. I think it was just like a differences. Like I felt for myself like I wasn't as passionate about it. Um, and,
Okay.
can we pause real quick?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Sorry.
You're good, brother.
Stand by,
Nah,
brother.
you're
I'll
good.
be right
For
back.
sure. All right, you were back. No, but I was just saying before we hit record again, I didn't even realize that One Punch Media was you, and that was mind blowing
Yeah.
because I was on social media up until about 2019, and I just deleted everything, went off the grid. But I do remember seeing like the Guam React stuff, and those got really popular.
Yeah, dude, it was so much fun to do. We were just, like, really bringing people in, connecting, and it was nice to see that everyone that saw it, like, you know, had, like, a kinda like this nostalgic feeling, like they miss home.
Mhm.
A lot of the people that it targeted and hit were people from like the people that moved off island and haven't been
Mm.
home. So they were like, "Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see people like me on stuff like this." And that's what we really wanted to do. What we wanted to do was just bridge the gap between Guam and the people that aren't home anymore, and still, be able to showcase what local is and that local
Yeah,
vibe. And that's all we really wanted to do there. It was
that's
cool. Yeah, so
awesome.
that was fun, bro. So much fun.
What was the feedback as you guys were doing these React videos? Was it I mean, I assume it's mainly positive, right?
Yeah, mostly positive. Of course, right? Because it did kind of blow up a little bit. There would be like some people that there's always like people that have something else to say.
Yeah. Haters gonna
Y-
hate.
You know, yeah, haters gonna hate, and that's the
Yeah.
thing, right? Like all my life, I've always just had the mindset of like, no matter what, you're not gonna make every person happy. Like, there's always gonna be somebody that wants more or wants something different. And as much as we wanna please every single person, I'm a people pleaser, so it's I used to be. I don't think I'm there anymore. Like, I'm trying to avoid like, fix that part of me,
Not
you
as
know?
much. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like a
As we get
little bit of
older.
healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta heal, gotta protect your peace, you know? Can't just please everybody. It's not the way. But, like with those things, it's just like, okay, like maybe we can make some adjustments. We would take them seriously. Like, absolutely, whenever there's feedback, like, hey, this is boring, or this is just copying the the
Like a
React
rip
brothers
off
on.
of the
Yeah, it's like a
actual
rip
yeah, yeah.
off, right? Yeah, but that's content, bro. Like nowadays, especially now, there's such a influx and a crazy amount of recycled content. Like literally
Mhm.
you just take a concept and kind of make it your own. And that's really what it is. It's still it's still a thing,
Mhm.
but yeah, everyone has
Yeah,
something
and
to say.
that's the reason why there's not just one genre of music, right? Or
Mhm.
one YouTube channels because there's
Mhm.
people with different ideologies, different, flavor profiles. And some
Yeah.
people might like rock music, some might like hip hop, and you don't have just because you don't like rock music doesn't necessarily mean you have to listen to it. There's other stuff for you. So it's good. I could see that though. I could definitely see just people hating on it, right?
Yeah.
As you said, Jay, Z kind of got big enough there. That's where it kind of brought out the haters. Um, what was it at that towards the 2019 era? What was it that ended it for you guys at One Punch Media?
Yeah, for us, it was a mix of a couple things. Like honestly, for me, my heart just wasn't in it anymore, and I felt like sticking around would do the company injustice. Like I feel like it just wouldn't help them grow. And I wanted the best for the team. Like I always just wanted everyone to
Win.
succeed. And the thing is, I didn't feel like a winning player anymore.
Mm,
Oh, and I felt like uh I didn't have what the company needed to become, right? And that was
mhm.
like a hard realization for me because I put in so much time and effort and so much love. And on top of that, there were like creative differences, like uh the decision to stop the React stuff and the local content was made there too. And I was just like, man, honestly, that was like the one of the things that was keeping me on the hook, you know? And I was just
Yeah,
like,
and it was
okay, I
fun to
mean,
do. Yeah.
yeah. And then I was just like, man, it seems like the company's shifting, and I feel like it was outgrowing me. Like truly, that's what I felt. I really felt like, okay, I'm not growing quick enough, and I'm not learning quick enough, and I don't think I'm just a fit anymore. but I wanted it to end like well. Like I wanted it to be like
Yeah, leave
very
on good terms, right?
transparent. Yeah, 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 for sure. And so I did my best, but things don't work out the way that we want all the time. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we live and we learn. Yeah,
that's a whole
sometimes.
nother Pandora's box to unravel, dude.
Could be a whole nother episode if you want to come back on for sure.
Nah, absolutely, bro.
All
Anytime.
right. Cool, cool. All right. So from 2019, so by that point though, did the company itself, did it grow in terms of number of employees? Because I know you mentioned it was like you and two, three other guys, right, in the beginning?
Yeah, so it was just two or three other guys, and then it was right, like getting a lot of attention, and like people wanted to join the team, but like that was what was happening. Like they were gearing up to prepare for that and to run it like that. So what ended up happening was a complete like rebrand happened after I kind of like I guess
Exited.
took my leave and exited, right? And now they operate under a different name.
Okay.
Now it's bigger. Now they're doing it. So I'm like, hey man, like good on the team. Cause that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see,
Mhm.
I always want to see my friends succeed. Like at the end of the day, like it's more than me. Like everything
Mhm.
is always a little bit more than myself. Right. And I try to, and that's how I move. I don't make decisions based on like, okay, this is like I try to be as considerate as possible when I make choices. I didn't want it to be where okay, I'm gonna leave and then everything's gonna implode. Like, bro, that's
Just
so
fall apart.
terrible, bro.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
pull
just
the last
completely like
Jenga piece and the whole tower falls. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't want that to happen. But I knew that they had the tools and the know-how to continue on without me. And that's why for me, I was just like, okay, this is it for me here in this space. And I always just wish people well. So
Very much a team player vibe, for sure.
yeah, I try, bro. I try. And that's the thing again, huh? You can't make everybody happy.
I get that
There's
for
always
sure.
gonna be a thing.
hmm So after exiting One Punch Media, where do we go from there? Are you back at the radio station?
Yeah, bro. There was a pool, there was an opening, they needed a traffic guy. So I did traffic reports for about 3 years. It was 3 years from 2019 to maybe mid COVID, bro. Mid COVID, I was on the team. I was doing traffic reports in the mornings and then in the afternoons. And that was my life. I would literally just drive around and do traffic reports. So it was still radio, it was still radio. And for me, again, right? Like I'm just waiting for that opportunity and that chance to
Yeah.
take a spot on like on a show. So that's what I was doing. I was just waiting around for that.
Yeah, and you know already at that point that that's what it is. It's just a game
Yeah.
of endurance, right? So it's
Yeah.
how long can I last? And dude, 3 years versus the initial like 8 9 months, right? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane. So good on you
Yeah.
for sticking with it.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, it's just radio has always had my heart, and the media, the medium itself is contrary to what popular belief is that a lot of people here think that oh, Spotify is a thing, Bluetooth is a thing, YouTube is a thing, like nobody listens to radio. That's what they say, but it it's not true. Like that's not the
Mhm.
thing because like
Yeah.
like now, right? Now that I'm on the afternoon show, I've been noticing a lot more people like recognizing my voice. Like sometimes I'll be at a cash register or I'll be at like a or yeah, like more often it happens at a cash register where I'll speak a little bit and then they'll be like, I know that voice
Hey.
from some. I've heard you somewhere before.
Chef Ed? Yeah.
Are you on like the radio? Yeah, so I actually
hmm
completely dropped Chef Ed, by the way. I'm like just now known as Ed Suarez. They
Just
just
answer.
kept my name.
What was this? Was this when you went back in 2019? You dropped Chef Ed, or was it more recent?
No, this was the recent one. So
Oh, okay.
I was still just uh Ed Suarez though. I was just like Ed Suarez on the radio for the traffic reports. but I wasn't Chef Ed anymore. I kind of dropped the
Mm.
persona. I was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, this kind of cheesy.
Chef Ed doing
And that,
traffic, right? Yeah,
yeah, that's me with my growth, I guess. I was like, okay, this is cheesy.
I get that. Yeah.
Let's just be me. That's it.
Okay. Well, yeah, and especially too what
Yeah,
you had mentioned about learning to grow your personal brand, right? And at the end of the day, you're Ed Suarez, right? So you are.
exactly.
So
At
gotta
the end of the
represent.
day, dude, that's my legal name, bro.
So this says in the birth certificate, driver's
Yeah,
license for
exactly.
sure.
Precisely, right.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So during that time, the 3 years you're doing traffic, right?
Mhm.
Were you pursuing other like avenues and stuff? Like when did you start doing the live gig stuff?
The live emceeing. Oh, yes. So that was the thing. So I never stopped emceeing. Like that was always like a side hustle for me.
Okay.
So man, I did like literally my first 10 gigs were free because I just wanted to get on a mic and get comfortable with it. It wasn't until 2019 that it really got serious, right? So I started booking gigs like weddings. The first one that I did that really set it off was for a homie of mine. You probably remember him. You remember Renz Legaspi?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Renz Legaspi got married. So I've known him since like the third grade, and I was the best
Yeah.
man at his wedding, and then also his MC.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, yeah. Give my
Yeah, yeah,
speech,
yeah.
and then at the same time, I'm gonna host the whole
And then
thing.
host it. Yeah.
That's
So coming
sick.
up
Yeah.
next, it's me. Pretty much. But yeah, though, so that was the one that opened it up for me. 2019, I hosted their wedding. And I worked with a coordinator. Big shout out to Weddings and Events by Cha. She was like literally the first coordinator that I worked with that was kind of building her own thing. Like she was just starting out. And she liked the way I work and was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna give you the wedding gigs. Like you have a good voice and you know how to read well and you know how to
Yeah.
follow the program, right?" So I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, that's cool. Like that's what I've been working on and building on, you know?" And then the true value of what I was doing like started to show. Like in the beginning, I was charging like $50 an hour. And I was just like, okay, this is getting serious. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to put this into an official thing. So I got my business license. I had like eight gigs booked for the summer and going into the third quarter of the year. And then COVID, bro. So the wedding gigs, started charging $50 an hour. And I was just like, because that's what they were like offering me. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I could get paid this much.
$50. Yeah.
$50 an hour, dude. I'm like, whoa, that's way more than minimum wage. That was like my brain, right? That's how
Yeah.
I was processing it. And then I wanted to take it seriously, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get a sole proprietorship under my name and get serious with it. I have these gigs booked. I developed myself an invoicing process so that it's
Uh-huh.
all official, right, and accounted for. And then COVID hit, bro. So all 8 gigs that I had lined up that I was looking forward to got completely canceled, dude.
Mm.
Canceled and nothing. There was no work. Literally, all I was able to do was the traffic report. So radio is considered like an essential,
Essential
I guess,
worker,
essential
right?
worker. So I was still on the clock, cut hours, but because had to abide by the regulations that were put in place for pandemic. But we were out there, bro. And that was the sad part. I was just like, okay, I guess I can't MC. And I had all this like pent up energy, bro. I was just like, man, but it was so much fun. Saw it as an outlet. It was a way for me to kind of get talkative and let
Yeah.
out, let my insides out because I'm a
Yeah.
natural extrovert. And I was just like, okay, this is depressing, bro. So that radio shifted into so the radio and the emceeing energy shifted into me creating a live stream on Twitch, and then also I started my own like podcast because I was like, okay, radio has limitations. I'm not able to really talk about the things that I want. I literally
Uh-huh.
have 90 seconds to talk before the next song type of thing. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I need more of a platform where I can really speak my mind and just share and be authentic because I need an outlet, bro. I was getting depressed. I was getting so lonely
Uh-huh.
and I just wasn't connecting and I was craving that connection with the outside world. So I built out other things, and I was just like, okay, this is cool for now.
Yeah.
This
What
is
was
a
the name of the
lot, bro.
podcast?
Honestly, dude, I was doing
Yeah.
so much for myself. It was called Ed Space Podcast. It's like a
Headspace. Oh,
yeah, yeah. It's
what
like a
year did you
play on
start that?
words. So
Yeah.
that I would have to pull it up. So my first episode that I launched, just quickly popping onto Spotify here. First episode that I launched was on, oh, actually in 2020, bro. January 12th,
Right before the pandemic
2020.
then, just a couple months
Right before
beforehand.
the
Yeah.
pandemic. Yeah, so I had so many things moving, bro. Got my business license for emceeing, started this podcast, looked good. People are listening. I'm getting booked. And then the world shut down, dude.
Just yeah, the hands were dealt sometimes, right?
Yeah,
Bro.
absolutely. But
Okay.
we got to be resilient. I was raised to be that way. I see my parents work, or my dad, most especially, like just work so hard, and I'm glad that I kind of picked up his work ethic, because if I didn't value hard work, I don't know where I'd be, bro. Honestly, with the mental things that I've had to deal with in my life and the darkness that I've experienced, like if I didn't have ways to kind of bring myself back or continue to push forward, like, bro, who knows where I'd be? Probably not here. You wouldn't want to
Yeah.
talk to me, maybe.
No, I'd still want to
You
talk
know?
to you for sure. But no, it's good, dude. It's great that you can attribute a lot of your success to those that have come before you, right? Like your dad, right? The work ethic, right? And I imagine just the energy he's brought raising you guys has been just one of positivity and just could put your head down and work.
Oh yeah,
So that's
dude.
awesome.
Old school Filipino, bro. Old school
Yeah,
Filipino. It's like it's not for me,
working
it's for
hard,
the
working hard.
family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So with your podcast though, how long were you doing that for?
So I was able to get into like 34 episodes.
Wow,
Um,
dude, that's a
yeah, 34
long
episodes,
list of
bro.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it for a couple years. And for me, the initial idea with the podcast was just like, again, I just needed a place to express myself. Literally, the first
Yeah.
two episodes were just uh me talking about my life and what I had gone through. And the reason why I wanted to start the podcast was to open conversation, just to like be able to open up and connect with people. Because again, that's all I crave. I crave connection. And what I wanted to do was get real. Like I wanted to not sugarcoat. I wanted to talk about the darkest things that I've gone through and how I overcame them and what I had to do, like the self work that I had to do to get past it. So I just wanted to get real and then bring on people with their own stories and tap into what they've been through and how they were able to get past it. So for me,
Yeah.
that's what it was. I just wanted to start the conversation that we don't have often enough. And it was cool, man. I miss it, honestly.
Yeah.
I miss
Dude,
it so much.
beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful name, that play on words of Ed Space, that's amazing. And then just the message too that you were really trying to drive home. It's cool too because it's parallel to what you had mentioned earlier about, talking to people and really getting into the hearts of people, right? It's you're creating your own space, your own platform for that, right? Were a lot of your episodes mainly just like solo episodes, or did you have a good amount of guests on?
I had a bunch of guests on. God bless that they wanted to have a conversation with me, but a lot of it was also like solo episodes, kind of just like running through thoughts of my day. Like literally, I had an episode talking about my experiences on Tinder, bro. It was crazy.
Wow, yeah, yeah, we're really getting into
How,
yeah.
and how like there was a lot of like bots. Like a lot of these, like a lot of the accounts aren't even real, and I'm just like
Oh, okay.
talking about that experience.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's from that to like the darkness of my past where I'm like so depressed that honestly, bro, this is gonna get like maybe a little trigger warning for people that listen to your show, but there were like moments of darkness where I didn't even want to exist, like I wanted to unalive myself. And I shared those moments as vulnerable as possible because it's me. Like, why am I going to be ashamed of what I have gone through? Because it's not something to be ashamed of. It like we all go through our own things. We all have our own issues and um and things to go through. And that's the thing. These are all just things to go through. Because for me, right, I am a man of faith, and I believe in God. I fear God, and I believe there is always there's something bigger, bigger than us. Like we're put on this planet to serve a purpose that expands beyond what we even understand. And all we can ask for is guidance, and that's like really what I leaned into. Like, man, like that's what I need. I need guidance. I need strength. I need patience to really come into myself and like become who I was meant to be. And that was like all like building blocks of this journey to to who I am today, and still to this day, like so much to learn, so much to understand, so many conversations to be had still,
Yeah.
so it's just a constant like learning and growing. and
Yeah.
and and it was huge. It was a huge part of my life.
That's beautiful, man. It's amazing to hear that you were at a place where, as dark as it was, you were able to kind of, open the door a bit, let the light shine in, and kind of give people a peek behind the curtain, because from Chef Ed to One Punch Media to the MC stuff, to even just traffic reports, people see this almost this persona, right? The side of you that's very like upbeat, right? Because you gotta present yourself, but then you're saying, hey, this is what really goes on. This is my day to day, with a lot of the battles that we face. And as different as we all are, the one thing we all share is the human condition, right? The tragedy we call life, right? As beautiful as it is. And so it's amazing that you gave yourself a space to do that, especially during the pandemic, right? And then giving others that space too. So, dude, right on.
Yeah. Yeah,
When did
thanks,
so
man.
34 episodes in, when did you stop doing the podcast?
When the lockdown ended, I had to get a
Oh,
real
okay.
job.
Yeah.
And it was tough because I was like, okay, how am I going to do all of this, provide, and then still maintain a high quality show, or a show of quality that would provide value? And honestly,
Mhm.
bro, it was kind of tough because I uh I picked up a regular 9 to 5 job, and I still had all these plans, all these things that I wanted to do and accomplish, but I stuck to the 9 to 5 because it would give me the tools and the resource to be able to provide for my family. And
That
I'm like,
stability.
"Okay." Yeah, and that's the thing, like, okay, there's some stability here. And I made the tough decision to like, okay, let's put this on the back burner. If this comes back and finds its way back into my life, and I have the opportunity to continue and kind of I guess, evolve it and make it more.
Yeah, you just kind of revisit it. It's like having a first draft of, like an essay you're writing. The first draft, you really just get out as much as you can onto that paper, and then you maybe got to step away. You put it in the drawer. You give it some time. You experience life more, and then you come back, and then you're like, I actually have more lived experiences that I
Yeah.
can share, or I have just a different, change of taste and stuff. And so
Mhm. Yeah,
you definitely
precisely.
have,
That's literally what it was. I was just like,
yeah.
okay. Actually tried starting a podcast back in 2017, and
Mhm.
it was so awkward, bro. It was so
Yeah.
fucking lame.
Dude, this is
It was
that's
just
that's me. That's me right now in 2025. I'm
no.
still finding my flow, learning how to
Yeah,
like edit, learning how to talk on camera and stuff, and not be weirded out.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, just I imagine the experience of being on the radio, right? Not only just using like the actual hardware, right? A mic and headphones and things like that, but just the experience of like talking, knowing that it's being recorded, knowing that others are listening. I imagine that does play a part into everything you're doing, podcast, emceeing,
Absolutely.
all of that.
Yeah.
So, dude,
Yeah,
good
and
on you.
and
But
full circle moment with everything that I put myself into and things that I've given energy to. Like, I always think about it like, okay, does this really provide value for my life? Is this just gonna be a waste of time, or is there really something here? So that's always something I consider, man, and that's what it's been. I've been so blessed to have come across opportunities that really just kind of bring everything together, you know? Because, man, I don't know. I feel like so lucky. Like, I get paid to talk and play music,
Yeah.
like like, bro, like
Listen to good
I've
music and
only,
just chill out.
yeah, I've only dreamt of this, bro. Like this is the beginning of the dream life that I have for myself. And at the end of the day, that's what it is. I'm just getting started, and we're getting older, but like I feel like there's this energy and this passion in my chest that really, I don't know, I just have this constant pull like, hey, keep doing all this stuff, and the fruits of your labor will definitely present itself and more opportunities will come. And then I always just approach it with like an attitude of gratitude. And I feel like that's one of the main reasons why I've been so blessed. And it's because I'm able to be thankful for the chance to prove myself worthy and to be able to uh, provide a trustworthy service to control the vibes, because that's what it is. Like, as a radio personality, as an MC or a host of an event, like, you're literally the guy that controls the energy in the room. And
Yeah.
it took me so many years to figure it out and try to connect, but I've gotten to the point where, okay, we're down here right now. I'll say a joke on a microphone. Nobody laughs, but you got to keep going. You got to keep
Mhm.
going until
Yeah.
there's that one thing that hits. So
Yep.
that's what it is for me. It's just like, okay, I've gone to the point where I don't care. I'm going to talk, say what I got to say. And if it hits, it's still going to, like, as long as the message is still being said, kind of thing. Because on the
Yeah.
radio, especially, bro, like, you never know who's listening, dude. Like, I get
Yeah.
I get Manomku listening, and then they'll see me out in out in the public, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, you're Ed Suarez. So that's what you look like." And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I got Manomku listening, and then I got kids opening doors for me, like, hey, you're Ed Suarez." I'm like, "How the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, the reach
Yeah.
of radio is just insane, man, and that's why I'm so mindful. I'm just so mindful about the way I move, the way I speak, because I can't be talking bullshit. Like, I can't be fake. Like,
Yeah. You
I
can't just
want
be
to be
blowing
as a
smoke up. Yeah.
yeah, because at the end of the day, like, bro, like, these words that I speak fall upon ears that kind of like choose to listen to me. And if I'm spreading like negative things or things that aren't contributing to like a positive energy, then what am I doing, bro? Like, there's so much darkness already in the world. I don't want to contribute to that. Like, no thanks. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of what you've done, you know, throughout the years seems like it centers around you just being that light for people, right? And then even to sounds like you're also like a conductor, right? And the crowd is, or the listeners are the orchestra, and kind of within like a symphony, right? Within music, like there's kind of peaks and valleys, right? Where, like you said, you'll tell a joke, it doesn't quite land, then you'll kind
Mhm.
of got to stick with it though. You say something, and then you
Yeah.
really start to feel and control that energy in the room. And so, I think that's a skill in and of itself. Which, dude, just from rejoining social media just these last few months and then just following you again and seeing what you've been doing, dude, it seems like from, the Chef Ed days, which I do, I remember, and then even the One Punch Media stuff, like it seems like, yeah, we've gotten older, but through experience and through time, you've also been able to refine your your work, your technique. And so there is that process of just improvement kind of throughout these years. What do you find what do you find more, I guess, fulfilling? Live events or doing radio?
That's a good question. Oh my gosh. I've thought about this so many times, bro. Like, I think about this on a daily basis, as a matter of fact. Because for me, right, like, I love emceeing so much. Like, just being on a mic and helping conduct the event, right? Like, as you mentioned, like, conductor, right? That's really the energy. Like, you're spot on with that. Um, there's something about being in the presence of people that you can bounce off of energy wise, that is so, man, there's just something so beautiful about it. And I'd have to say it's like a very neck and neck thing, a very neck and neck
Mm,
thing, because
mhm.
there are times too, like on the radio, where I'll talk about a topic, or I do the segment called the pep talk every day. And it's literally just like, hey, like if you're not feeling so good, like basically the thing is like you're okay. And it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to give yourself time to chill and to relax and take a break and don't feel guilty about it. It's like that kind of energy where I'm just telling people like, bro, whatever you're going through, valid, completely valid.
Mm-hmm.
And you're
Yeah.
allowed to feel that way, but don't live there.
Mm-hmm.
Identify the lesson to be learned and keep pushing forward. Like there's people out there that love you, support you. Maybe in the moment it doesn't feel like it, but you just got to open yourself up type energy. So like when I do that, there's a lot of people that reach out on a daily basis, or maybe they don't even reach out or text the text line. They'll see me in public and they'll be like, "Man, you talked about this the other week." And I was driving and honestly, like it really hit and it really spoke to me because of the things I was going through in my life at that point. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So that a little bit more of a delayed,
Yeah, the
um,
delayed gratification, right,
yeah, a
of
little bit
that
more delayed.
feedback. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're still getting it.
yeah, and you can it's like you can dig yourself this hole, right, and keep digging, but who says you have to keep digging, right? Like you're saying, like just because you're in this, low point in your life doesn't mean you have to stay there, right? Learn the
Yeah.
lesson if you can and work on getting out of that hole. Stop digging and figure out what you got to do to get back, back to base, right? So,
Yeah, and
and you do
especially
that.
with like this month, bro, because this month, Mental Health Awareness Month, that's what November is. And
Okay.
like a lot of the conversation too is like, okay, man, we gotta stop feeling like we gotta be so tough all the time. Like
Uh,
it's that's old mindset, and
yeah.
so many people have gone and like passed on because their hearts couldn't take it,
Uh,
and that's like one of the leading causes of death in men is like a heart attack. And for us to help each other and for us to have these difficult conversations, I feel like it's more important than anything else, because how can we be strong for others if we're being strong for ourselves in the wrong way and we're burying things and we're not talking about it, like
yeah.
we're strong on the outside but weak on the inside. Like let's find that balance, let's find that center. And that's
Yeah.
like always been my messaging, because I'm a huge advocate for mental health awareness, and I firmly believe that there's always more to be discussed and talked about. And
Yeah. It's definitely an ongoing, thing to work on, right? It's self-improvement, right? This reflection that we have is a daily thing, and it's something where, as long-lived as that idea of what it means to be a man, right? Of just taking it on the chin, don't complain, you're doing this for other people. We as we're getting older too, I find, is we redefine and relearn what it means to be strong. We relearn what it means to be a man, to be there for others, right? How can you be there for others if you're not there for yourself, right? And I dude, I appreciate that. So you do the pep talk every
Mhm.
day?
Every day. As much as well, some days I miss it because we'll have like an in studio interview and I'll miss the
Mm,
segment, but
mhm.
I try to find a way to do it as much as possible, because the way I promote it on the show is like, the pep talk is your daily dose of motivation and inspiration. Um,
Nice.
and it's just like for whoever needs to hear it, like whoever it connects with, if it resonates with you. For me, my goal is to just hopefully reach one person that needs it, one person that needed to hear it. And for me, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And
Even
yeah,
if that person's yourself, maybe
yeah,
you as you're
exactly, and that's what I
yeah.
say too, bro. I'm like,
Mhm.
honestly, bro, like, even if, like, maybe this doesn't connect with you, these are friendly reminders for myself as well, because we need that constant, like, mindset readjustment, mindset, kind of
Like a
like just
recalibration.
yeah, recalibration. That's absolutely the word for it. Recalibration is very important. I feel like self check-ins is always good. Taking inventory of your life before it gets too cluttered, in your mind, right, or physically, depending on what your struggle is, whatever it is, right.
Yeah.
So
That's why
I think those
NASCAR
are
has
so
a pit
important.
stop.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
you
exactly,
can't just
dude.
keep driving the race without, stopping and doing maintenance and stuff. You
No,
get your car,
exactly.
maintenance
Yeah,
every so often, right? And
yeah,
so,
yeah.
in order to keep going, we
Exactly.
got to take a break and take a
Mhm.
beat. So, dude,
Yeah, bro.
solid work,
Self-care,
man.
baby.
Yeah, yeah, for
Self-care.
sure. All right. All right. So talk me through DJing. I know that's been a new thing for you, right?
DJing. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I picked up DJing recently because I'm like on the radio and I was like, man, honestly, I feel like a fraud. I play music on the air, but it's all like pre-programmed shit. I get to pick the playlist, but what does it really take to mix and create something, create a vibe? That's what it's been feeling like creating a vibe. So I was like, okay, my girlfriend's a DJ. She's the
Mm-hmm.
teacher at a Guam DJ Academy. So I'm like, okay,
Oh,
literally the
yeah.
teacher lives with me. So I'm like, okay, hey,
You get like
can I take
private
your next
lessons, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, for sure. That's why I felt like it was kind of cheating because I was like, man, I get all the like I can get immediate feedback. Like if I have a question or if I'm struggling with something or I'm trying to understand something, like she's right there. But I really just wanted to get started with it because for me, again, it's another outlet. It's another outlet. It's another form of expression. It's another way for me to share a piece of myself. And I took her class. It was about 4 sessions of just learning the basics, just how to operate a DJ controller, how to look for music, how to set your music, and then how to set your cues. Like cues are like points in the music where you're able to mix in and mix out of like the previous
Mm.
song or the next song. So I learned all those basics. And then I was like, okay, I love this genre of music, and I want to play this. So I love D&B. I don't know if you know drum and bass.
No,
Drum
I
and
don't know what
bass
that
is
is. Yeah.
it's amazing, bro. So drum and bass
Okay.
is so hype. It's a form of EDM, popularized in the '90s. And honestly, it's just like this. I listen to it when I work too. I'm just like, okay,
Mm.
this is like it has a very like
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I'm just like, okay, like if you've heard of the Powerpuff Girls intro,
Oh, yeah.
little
Yeah.
bit, a
Yeah.
little bit of drum and bass in that,
Yeah.
like that's the energy. And I was just like, okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna play this. So I built this set, and then I performed my first gig with my girlfriend because she threw an event and she was just like, hey, just hop on, just be a part of it, be like one of the opening acts. And I was like, okay,
Oh, it's
fuck, I
amazing. Yeah.
guess, I fucking
Yeah.
guess, And I was like, okay.
I mean, shoot.
So,
If you need me to, I can. Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, let me just do my
Yeah.
first gig with you.
Yeah.
But
What's
then,
your
I had
What's your
the
girlfriend's name?
her name is Hazel, but she goes by
Shout out
DJ
Hazel.
Lizzie. Yeah, shout out
Oh,
to her.
okay. Wait, did you
Truly,
say
dude, honestly, bro,
DJ?
I
What was her DJ name?
DJ Lizea. That's her name
Is that
backwards,
just
bro.
Hazel? Yeah, I was just say, is that just Hazel backwards?
Yeah,
Dude, shout out.
yeah,
Okay,
dude,
shout
it's
out
so cool,
DJ
bro.
Lizea. Awesome, man.
Yeah, super creative. Love her. Honestly, I've grown so much as a person. Been with her for 3 years now, and a lot of my growth and healing has also been a huge, like it's been like thank you to her for being there for those conversations. Because honestly, bro, like the conversations I have with myself is like definitely a big thing because I'm able to be authentic with me, but to hear feedback and to kind of like have someone listen to it and kind of help me go through those thoughts. Like she's
Uh,
been that for me. She's been my rock and like big shout out to her. And then, she taught me the DJ thing. And again, another
yeah.
outlet for me. So I was like, okay, cool. Hopped in, did the show. It was called Neo Nova. I popped in, did my set, and honestly, bro, it it was crazy. I had people coming up to me and they were saying, "Oh my gosh, who was that guy?" Like they're like, who was that? And like,
Where did it come
is that
from?
like
Yeah.
yeah, where did it come from? Because it felt like an alter ego, I guess, or
Oh, okay.
like,
Like, did
like
they
a
know
thing.
you as Ed Suarez, the radio guy, kind of thing?
Yeah. So most of them, like radio guy, MC host.
Uh,
People know me too as like a goofy dude on Instagram. That's it.
yeah.
And for them to, I guess, hear and witness the kind of music I play, they were just like, "Oh wow,
Is it
you
like
were
seeing
like."
your teacher outside of school, kind of
Yeah,
thing? Or
almost,
like,
dude,
yeah.
almost, bro. It's just
Okay.
like, holy cow, you're in regular clothes and that's how you look?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This
So
is what
that's
you're
what it
into?
felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Solid.
exactly. That's what it
Mhm.
was because they were like coming up and it was just a couple people, but they came up and they said, man, that felt like pent up energy. And I was just like,
Mm,
honestly, bro,
that's what it
facts.
was. Yeah.
That's what it was. It's just like,
Right on the
okay, I'm
money.
gonna let it all out here. Let it all
Hmm.
out. So it's nice. I love the DJ thing and I can only see it growing. I'm trying to figure out a way to incorporate more of everything that I'm doing, and really partnering it up with the DJ. DJ skills that I'm developing right now. So again, just getting started, and we'll see how
Mm.
it goes, bro.
Yeah. Do you have what's your DJ
Yeah,
name?
my DJ name is, dude. Get this, bro. It's Ed Suarez, dude.
All right, original. So
I'm
it's
just
not, it's
keeping it,
not,
bro. Yeah,
yeah, it's not
that's the
Chef
thing.
Ed cooking up them beats or something like that.
Nah, bro. I,
No.
I was
All
thinking
right.
about it, and I was like,
Hey, it's a
maybe
good
not.
time to DJ Chef. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Cool,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I was actually
Okay.
thinking of a few names, bro. I was thinking
Mhm.
DJ Edsu, which is like Ed, first two
Uh,
letters of my first name, first two letters of my last name, or um, DJ. What was the other name that I had? Honestly, I love DJ Edsu. Edsu is like a. I feel like
you know,
I'll probably shift into that.
if you say it with like a with an accent, it sounds super tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Edsu.
It's Sue. Yeah. So
Hey,
it
dude.
does. It's Sue. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was the thing. I just thought it was like an easy thing to remember, and but then like everyone was telling me like, bro, your name is Ed Suarez. That's already pretty cool. And I was
It's already
like, fuck.
established.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I guess. Man. All right. So I kept it,
Yeah.
and then we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. You kept your own name. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, kept my own
Dude,
name.
so
Damn it.
when was that? And you said the gig that you had done was it's called Neo Nova.
Neo Nova. Yeah.
All
So my
right. When was
girlfriend, she
this?
this was this was in sometime in, I think it was in August. It was
Hmm.
sometime in August
So
or
recent. Yeah.
August or September. It was super recent, bro. Like literally just a couple months ago is when I started. So Neo Nova was kind of, because we had been talking about it. Like if I start DJing, I was gonna hop on an EDM event that she does. So that's what it was. And then it finally happened. And then I had like my set was about 45 minutes long. Oh no, I had two 30-minute sets. So I played an hour basically. And yeah, it was so crazy, bro. I was like so nervous. I was like shaking as I was like pushing the buttons and moving the knobs.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because that weekend we also had the Guam DJ Academy showcase, which was also a competition to for the class that we had. So in our like cohort, that's what it was. It was like the final project was to perform at Club Zoo, used to be the Globe.
Oh,
And
okay.
then
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then in front of like uh DJ judges, like OG DJ judges. And then, I was
So
just
it's like
like, okay,
American Idol or The Voice for
yeah,
DJing. Yeah.
pretty much,
Solid.
pretty much. That's what it was. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was an all ages event. So there's a bunch of like kids and high school kids because we had some high school kids in our class as well.
How many of you
And it
guys in your
was just,
class?
there were a total of 14 of us, but only 12 performed that night. Yeah.
Okay. Were you one of the 12?
Yeah, I was one of the 12. So it was first, second, third. There were some prizes. I got third place.
Hey,
So it
dude,
was
not bad
nice.
for
I was like, that's what
your
I'm
first
saying.
ever event. Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone else too was like a beginner. So I was like, okay, this is cool. I'm happy to be able to like match the vibe of everyone else. Like we're all just like starting out type stuff. So it was cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
How much of DJing did you know? I mean, because you were with Hazel obviously before you got into DJing, but
But yeah.
how much of DJing did you know in terms of like being in that world prior to going to the school and stuff?
All I knew was like the music part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
listened to
so
music
things
all
like
my
learning about
life,
like the
bro.
cues and stuff like that, that was all new to
All of
you?
everything was completely brand new, bro. I was just like, okay, I have an idea of what rhythm is, and I know how to count beats. How is this all applicable? Like literally, that's it. Like I know how to count beats. I knew genre of music and the things that I liked. But as far as like working the hardware and like the creative aspect of like, oh, this is how a good mix sounds like, all that stuff is still developing to this day.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
super
if,
brand
with
new.
yeah, with being only, when did you say you started again?
Uh, First time I touched the controller and really tried it out was sometime in May, but then I tried it just one night, dude. She taught me like basic. like press play and move this knob to fade out this song, and I was just like,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
yeah. So one night in May, and then it wasn't until August again that I really took it seriously, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay for your class. I'm gonna take your class and see what I can learn. So that's when I really took it seriously. So August, around that time.
Awesome. Dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome. It's good that you've
Yeah.
found something that's really it's really like reignited this passion for you, right? Because we
Yeah, dude.
had yeah, we had the podcast, we had, the MC, I mean, you still do the MC stuff, right? But so what are you doing nowadays? Are you doing we got MC work, we got radio work, and we got DJing,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, so basically those are the three things that are kind of make up my life right now. But also I've been blessed with opportunities to like create content um to help market companies or like to talk about products.
Yeah,
And
I've
like
seen you doing
that's
some of that stuff, yeah.
yeah, that's a thing. I do that also on the side. So it all kind of comes into play. But my life has just been busy with balancing all those things. But more so now than before, the emceeing has really taken up a lot of my time. And I'm just like, okay, this is cool. This is real. This is what I asked for. I asked for more opportunities, more gigs. And now it's happening. So I'm like, okay, let me just do my best to keep up.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because it ties me into the one of the questions I wanted to ask you regarding the podcast is what does a good life look like to you?
That's a good question. I know you brought it up earlier before we even started recording. But
Yeah.
what does a perfect life? What is it again?
What does a good life look like to
A
you?
good life. A good life. For me, I've always associated like a good life doing things that I want to do. Like right now, I feel like I'm living my version of a good life. I feel like I'm doing the things that I love, building on the things that I love, and I'm able to provide and help my family out with the blessings that come with it. So for me to be able to provide for my family, help them build, and then continuously kind of improve on the skills that I've developed over the years, like just to be able to keep doing that. Because there have been times in my life where I chose to do things that really provided no other value than a paycheck for me. And
Uh-huh.
in those situations, I found myself the most unhappy. And I one day decided I am never putting myself through that. Like, I don't want to do something that is just going to give me a paycheck and then not fulfill my spirit and my soul. So for me, a good life really is just a life that helps me and gives me the opportunity to do what I love. And yeah, I'm just happy to be able to do it. Like I want to be an actor, bro. Like at some point, like I've dabbled. I have like some short films out with some friends that are filmmakers, and I
Dude,
really love
hell
that.
yeah.
So I'm like, bro, right now my mission is to just shoot as many shots as I can, and to find myself in spaces that I have only dreamt of, and
Yeah.
to move in that direction. So for me, it's like, okay, a huge part of that is networking and just getting good with people and being good to people and being kind and being understanding. So
Yeah. And planting
my
as many seeds as
personality,
you can along the way,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's all it is. It's like life is just, it's just planting all these seeds and reaping what you sow. And I believe in all that because I think what energy you put out into the world is the type of energy that you will receive. And that's why I try to move as much as possible with an attitude of gratitude and as much as possible respect everybody and what they're going through because you really never know. Like we never know what someone else is going through, and all we can do and all we are in control of is to be kind, to be kind and respectful and just understand. And yeah, I don't know. That's a good life for me. Just doing what I love and continuing to build on that bad boy.
That's a beautiful answer, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
of
It
course.
it definitely sounds like living life on your own terms, which is already what you're doing. And brother, shout out to you, props to you for really taking that stance, right? When you're like, I'm not doing this for money anymore. I'm doing it because I want to do it, and it's something that fuels that passion. So good on you for that, man. All right, solid. So you've done a lot of things, man. We've talked about a lot. We've talked about, radio. We've talked about emceeing. We've talked about, a dip in the radio sales, DJing, all of that, podcasting. What are some of the things on the bucket list? What do you want to do before you die?
I really want to travel the world, bro. Like that's one of the things I've always dreamt up. Like travel is so powerful, and I really believe that as far as human nature is concerned and perspective, like travel just opens up doors, bro. Like to see how others live, what their customs are, what their culture is, the kind of food that they eat. There's just something so beautiful about it. So definitely one of the things that are on my bucket list is just to get out there, experience the world and see what everything's about. But again, like I do want to pursue acting. That's
Yeah,
definitely on the bucket list. I'm writing some stuff right now that I want to film and kind of act in, and I'm looking forward to working with some of my filmmaker buddies. Big shout out to Lumpia Vibes. They are the ones that I've done some films with. Shout out
solid.
to Chris Frogs. I'm planning on doing some stuff with Chris Frogs.
Mhm.
He's also like an aspiring filmmaker, kind of on the
Yeah.
come up on
Are these
Guam.
guys all on Guam?
Yeah, so they're all like Guam homies. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what that's one side. And then also I just want to continue to chase international reach with like what I do. So I've been blessed with opportunities to MC and host and do events off island, which is fucking unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
like when I think about it, I'm just like, holy shit, this is my life, bro. That's
Yeah. Where have you
crazy.
gone? Where are some of the
Yeah,
places you've gone?
so last year, I had the opportunity to hop on It's the Ship. It's the biggest rave party on out in the sea, basically.
So it's
Excuse me.
on an actual like cruise ship?
It's actual cruise ship. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, dude. So we were on It's the Ship. I went on the for the first time last year in May, and I had the chance to like witness these DJs that you only ever see in your Spotify playlist or on YouTube performing
Yeah.
or like live. I've been able to like be in the same room with them. So I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is fucking wild, bro." Cuz
Yeah.
my
Who are some of the
girlfriend was
people?
brought out as an artist. Just like Yellow Claw is one of my favorite ones that I saw. And then there's this guy named Chami, he's also great. And so many others, bro. I met the Afro Boys, Afro Bros, excuse me, and then there's the Bangros from Korea, and they're just like regular people, bro. Like
Mhm.
you sit
Yeah.
and you laugh about the same shit, cry about the same shit, and that's the thing that I'm realizing more and more. It's like these people that we see as like celebrity status or like they're like yeah, like we idolize, right? And the thing is like, bro, they're just like humans like us. Like we got to respect them as such. And we can't like bombard them with like we owe them something. Like, "Oh, I support your music. You should be like, like
Like
signing my shit or like
yeah.
give time to me type of thing." It's not like that, bro. Like we still have our own social batteries. Like those run out. We have our own way of approaching the world. So it's
Mhm.
like, but that was
Yeah.
fun. We're actually going to Singapore next week for It's a Ship.
Dude,
Yeah.
that is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
you guys are
crazy.
doing it again.
Yeah. So we're going to do that.
It's cool too that you mentioned, early on, circa 2013, right, wanting to do radio. Kyle Mandapat for you was up there,
Yeah.
and then look at him
100%.
now. He's this big brother, for you.
Yeah. He's my
He's become a
mentor, straight
mentor.
up. Yep.
Exactly. And it's coming around that with all these DJs, right? All these other people, which, dude, if you can get from where you were 2013 to now 2025, where else can you go? It's only going to be up, right? And
Yeah. 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 And
I
that's
think at the
what's so
same time,
exciting.
Yeah, and
So
I think at the
exciting.
same time too, do you ever, because we talked a little bit about like gratitude and kind of redefining what it is to be like a man and stuff, but do you ever, I guess, put it in perspective of like you're now the Ed Suarez to people. There are people that are looking up to you. You know what I mean? Like, do you ever give yourself that kind
Man,
of like pat on the back of like, dude, I've worked so hard and I've made this name for myself that I'm inspiring other people.
like I move and speak hoping that I inspire. And I've had people give me feedback that I'm an inspiration, or like the things that you're doing is like something that I want to be doing, or stuff like that. And it's so hard because I've never been good with like compliments and receiving like that kind of energy, and I never knew how to do it. Like Hazel taught me, my girlfriend taught me how to do it. Like honestly, just receive it and say thank you, because those are flowers for you. And they're showing you love because you are doing good work, or like you're doing something that is making them feel good, or think differently. And when she told me that, I was like, man, that's how I'm going to be then. I am going to receive as much as possible, but it's so hard to give myself a pat on the back. Honestly, bro, on a daily basis, I still go through like imposter syndrome because I'm just a guy who likes to talk. You know what I mean? I'm just a guy who likes to talk, share my thoughts, and if it
Uh,
reaches people and it makes them feel some type of way, like it's such a blessing, and it feels so good, but it's hard for me to be like, yeah, I'm hot shit, like because I
no,
don't
no,
know.
yeah, yeah,
I'm still
yeah,
learning, and I'm still growing, and I'm just getting started. That's how it feels like, and that's how it's always felt like since hopping on the radio for the first time, being on the afternoon show now. I still feel like there's still so much more. I'm just getting started type of energy, and I don't ever want to be like the type of guy that's like big headed, because all of the stuff that I've built can be gone in a second, bro. Like God willing that I'm able to do all the things that I'm doing, but as quickly as it came into my life, or as, however long it took, it could just be gone in a snap. And I just gotta keep appreciating that I'm able to even do it, bro. So when
yeah,
people come up and say, like, thank you for that pep talk, or thank you for hyping me up in the afternoons. Like I'm never bored or sleepy when I listen to your show. Like when people say that to me, I'm just like, okay, I'm doing something right. I just got to keep doing it. Thank you so much for the words.
yeah.
But yeah, patting myself in the back is hard.
No, I
So
get
hard,
that.
bro.
I mean, it's from what you've mentioned, everything we've talked about, it sounds like just given the chance to talk and just do your thing, right? Let out all this energy and just these thoughts, that in itself's already the gift, right? But the compliments, the praise you receive, right, the feedback, it's really just the cherry on top, right? Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah.
so the attitude of gratitude that you come in with every day, this kind of, white belt mentality, right? This beginner mentality of
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
just getting started, right? You're forever a student. Like, dude, that's awesome. After what, 20, so yeah, 2013 when you really had started having those talks and stuff, to now, 12 years later, you're approaching it with really the same mindset. So good on you, man.
Yeah,
It's
I'm trying
awesome.
so hard to hold on to it because
Yeah.
honestly, bro, it keeps me grounded. Like that energy just keeps me grounded. And I feel like that's the best place to be, especially in the kind of game that I play. Because man, this industry it's easy to get lost in the sauce. Like to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm the best. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, everybody loves me.
Yeah,
Love
it's
me
all me.
more. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's easy to get lost in the sauce. But staying grounded and just understanding that these are opportunities that have presented themselves because through the hard work and the effort that's been put into it, like that has to be it. Because if that stops, if I stop the hard work, if I stop looking at it from that perspective, then the quality of what I talk about, the quality of the energy that I put out isn't going to be the same. I would hate to be inauthentic, and I feel like if I ever got to that point, like, bro, I would need someone to slap me in the face. Like, if you're listening to this right now and you see me being egotistical, you
Yeah.
slap me in the face, please.
Yeah.
Like full you have the go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, we got the green light to go
Yeah,
ahead and
yeah.
just say,
Yeah,
yeah,
green light to
for
slap
real.
me in the face.
Yeah, it's cool though, man. I appreciate just the journey that you've taken me on, hearing your story, hearing just things I didn't know about. But at the end of the day, your North Star is remaining grounded as much as you
Mhm.
can. And so it's
Absolutely.
beautiful, man. And man, I
Thanks
gotta
for having me.
say, I know you're a busy man, so I really appreciate you taking the time. I know we've been trying to coordinate this, but yeah, man, let's bring this in. Let's bring this bad boy home. So tell everybody, where can we find you? What can we expect?
All right. Well, first of all, thanks for having me, man. I think it's a super cool thing that you're doing with Enjoy Your Stay. It's definitely just, like having conversations. Like the root and the heart of what you're doing is literally what I live for. And I wish you the best, and I'm looking forward to seeing the growth. I've been so excited to pop on, and finally we're here. And anytime you'll have me, like if you want to have more conversations, doesn't have to be about me. It could be about just life in general, like whatever topics you want to discuss. Like feel free to invite me back. Like I'll always make time for my friends, and I've always considered you a friend over the years. Even though
Appreciate that.
it's like like you're living your life, I'm living my life.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like we've all shared space, and we've definitely broken bread at some point, and that
Yeah.
means a lot to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you can always reach out. But I guess
Appreciate
to
that,
bring it
brother.
home, I'll tell everyone, hey, I'm Ed Suarez, Power 98. Find me on Instagram, Ed Suarez Live. I'm on Twitch, Ed Suarez Live. That's on a hiatus. And yeah, just follow me, I guess.
DJ Ed Suarez. Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Awesome,
Yeah.
brother. Well, dude, man, again, it's been a pleasure. So thank you so much again for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing these beautiful stories. It's been a blast. So until next time.
Thank you,
All
brother. I
right.
appreciate you, man.
Thank you. All right, everybody.